what we want to do is we want to check out who is behind this. We want to know who's running this company, who's the CEO. We want to know have they experience. We want to know have they money to do this. Do they know how to scale this? Do they have any skills, experience? That's what we're looking for. And then we want to look at the products and see what they have to offer. And then maybe at the end, we'll take a look at the affiliate program to see does that interest anybody. But right now, we're going to talk about the company. I was pleasantly surprised to see Mr. Brian Benson is the CEO of this company. Now, Brian Benson is from the United States, American citizen. He did his university in Santa Barbara, California, went straight into the banking industry. He worked for a very big brand called Morgan Stanley, very reputable bank. And he was a trader over there at Morgan Stanley. When he left Morgan Stanley, and I think he was only there for about 3 years as a trader, then he moved to the what I call Web3 industry. He moved over to Web3, and he got involved with a number of cryptocurrency projects. He was the ambassador for Algorand. Algorand is a blockchain. This guy got heavily into the technology. He is a very technical guy, but he's also real good CEO material. Here's why. He was the managing director in finance for all of Central and South America, that massive continent with hundreds of millions of people. And this man brought 20% of Binance revenue to Binance. Now, Binance did $1 billion in 6 months. That's known as a unicorn, coming from nowhere, generating $1 billion of revenue, faster than Microsoft, faster than Google, faster than Apple, faster than Tesla. Binance was very, very successful. And this man, his operation generated 20% of it. Now, Brian went down and opened the market for Binance, but he opened Binance in his name, in his company's name, not in Binance. He went down and did due diligence. He created banking relationships for onboarding clients. He opened the offices. He generated that whole market. And then Binance took over Brian's business, converted that to Binance. So he's a very, very big role to play there. And that tells me, I don't know what it tells you, but it tells me this guy's a lot of experience and a lot of connections. And anyway, that's the CEO of Aurum, a man with a lot of experience. He brought Binance Pay, I believe, to Binance. He brought them the Lightning Network, a real player. I did a quick Google on him, and again, I saw him everywhere. This is great news. I'd be more concerned if there's nothing on him. But here we have, yes, there's lots of material here. There's some images when he was much, much younger. You can see him with the Binance shirt, the Binance T-shirt. This image here, top left, that's the one used by Forbes magazine. Now, Forbes, in my opinion, is a reputable media company. They report well. They do a lot of due diligence. They pull a lot of data to create these rich lists. They interview a lot of CEOs. And I was pleasantly surprised here to see that Aurum provides institutional grade trading. That's what Forbes is telling us. Forbes have written more than once about Aurum, and that's good reporting. But also, at the end of 2025, they invited Mr. Brian Benson, the CEO of Aurum, to the Forbes Finance Council. Now, this is exceptional to be invited as one of the authorities, blockchain in Web3. I was happy to see that Forbes certainly think a lot of this particular gentleman. So then the next thing was, if I could move the slide here, let's take a quick look. Yes, I was quite impressed then when I seen that they had done a deal with the issuing bank of Visa cards. Again, this is not easy to do. To have your name or on a Visa card is quite difficult to do this co-branding situation. So obviously, the issuing bank has done its due diligence on Brian Benson. They must know who he is. I'm sure they know who the directors are. I would guess they would have asked for a set of accounts for maybe last year. What else would they've asked? Probably licensing and things like that. So when I saw that Visa and Aurum were partnered, I went, wow, these guys could be something special here. So I went and found out who the issuer of this card is, and it's a regulated bank. And I was very pleased to see that as well. Then I learned that he was traveling around the globe. He was in Argentina speaking at the Ethereum conference. So Ethereum Network has a massive annual conference. Last year it was in Argentina, and Brian was down at that. Then he was speaking at Token 2049. This was the largest blockchain summit in Singapore in the Marina Bay Sands. He was speaking alongside Richard King from finance. I learned because I actually had a few people that went to check this out, and they said they had a queue outside for 2 and 3 hours. It was 25,000 people showed up, and the tickets were $1,000 to get in. So imagine 25,000 people spending that kind of money to this type of conference. It tells you it's a big show. It's the biggest show in town, and Brian Benson was speaking at it. You can see a recording of that and what he said on stage and how he sold that Aurum brand. He was out there looking for business partners, looking for liquidity for the exchange. He was out there building the brand for Aurum. Then again, at the end of 2025, there's a thing known as the Finance Week in the Emirates. And again, Brian Benson was on stage. There were several events going on here at the blockchain show. He shared the stage with some of the leading experts. He was interviewed by Wendy O, social media influencer. Again, part of your due diligence, go and listen to the questions Wendy asked him, and obviously take note of the answers she received. And there's been lots of interviews with this man. I found a lot out about him. And then again, we noticed that Brian Benson, you can see him here, fourth from the left, second from the right. Brian Benson, the CEO of Aurum, is sitting who with? Yeah, not just Arpit Sharma, but he's sitting next to the co-founder of Sandbox. If you don't know what Sandbox is, write it down, go check it out. Also, the co-founder of 1inch, Anton, was on stage. This is a panel of experts. And then that led me to think, well, it's not a bit of wonder that Forbes invited him to their finance council, because this is a man who understands the industry, a man very well positioned in the industry to do co-branding, to do arrangements, to set up all of that. So when I put together Morgan Stanley, finance, Visa, and speaking all around the world, Forbes magazine, there could be a big potential here, big potential. I then went and looked at some of their products just to see what they were offering, to see what their ecosystem was. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they had this already in their office. It's a point of sale terminal. It hasn't rolled out for massive adoption yet, massive manufacturing yet, but what it has done, it accepts not just fiat payments, it also accepts crypto payments, and they're writing software at the moment to allow micro payments. And what that would mean is if you were the person that got this device into a shop, you could receive a payment every time this device is used. And I like that idea. I like physical products, not just digital products. I like physical products like Visa card. I like physical products like shops having some kind of physical device with the Aurum brand on it operating. I like to see that. I also learned that they're developing these ATM machines. This is further down the road, but these are two-way ATM machines. You can put in cash, like a vending machine, into them. It will generate crypto to a digital wallet if you have one, and vice versa. If you require cash, you can generate a QR code from your digital wallet, present it to the ATM machine, and the ATM machine will vend out cash to you. So these were the physical products. I thought this was pretty cool. Then I realized they launched an exchange. And I went, wow, an exchange, that's hard to do. There are lots of exchanges, but if I asked you to name 10 exchanges, could you? And you go, yeah, Binance and Coinbase and OKX and Kraken, KuCoin and Mexi, Crypto.com. And I know the Winklevoss twins in the United States have one. I can't ever think of the name of it. What we'll call that one. I pretend I know that one. And Bit something, BitGet or BitBybit or something like that. So I'm struggling to list 10 cryptocurrency exchanges. Here's one here, already up and running, already functioning. And what I liked about that is there's companies out there need your money to build their technology, to build their dreams. This company don't appear to require money from the consumers. They already have the technology. They already have the offices. They already have their licenses. They already have the exchange. They already have liquidity products. They have AI robotic trading applications. They already have the point of sale terminals. They already have Visa card array. They seem to have everything in place prior to the launch. And I think that's a better position to be in than wanting people's money to use consumers' money to build their I suppose, their ecosystem. And I've said that's a little bit different. There's other companies out there want your money, and it's always coming, manana, manana, manana. We'll get them, this is coming, and this product will be coming, and in 3 years we'll get this. And other companies also launch tokens, and this is bad as well because, in my opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor or an expert in this, but companies that launch tokens are doing that to raise money. This company don't launch any tokens. They're not launching the Aurum token. I think it's a pretty good model in my estimation. Now, I did like this product. This is their liquidity staking product, which offers 17 to 20% a year. Now, that beats the bank, that beats property, and that beats gold. You can't get 17 to 20% a year in property. You can't get 17 to 20% a year in the bank. Imagine parking your money here in the Aurum exchange in a staking product. And lots of these exchanges are offering staking rewards. And the good thing about this one is the money is immediately liquid. If you put it in today, you can take it out tomorrow. In fact, if you put it in today, you could actually take it out again today. But the profits that you receive from the yield is paid every day as well. Let me just show you an example of an account. Here's one here. It has $1,000 in it, and it has 0.1 Bitcoin as deposit in the staking product. Look over here, crypto staking, 0.1 Bitcoin and $1,000. Well, as we can see in the circle, it's not $1,000 anymore. It's $1,008. Can you see that? So this customer is receiving $3 every day, and the Bitcoin is not 0.1 anymore. You can see that this customer is receiving free Bitcoin every day. As long as they leave it there, take it out, then they don't get that. So it's a liquidity staking product to provide liquidity on the exchange. Now, the next time we looked in, it was not. Look where it happened. Let's go back there. 0.10018. Now look at it. 0.102. This account's made over $230 of Bitcoin, free Bitcoin. So for people with Bitcoin sitting in a wallet, sitting offline, doing nothing, it'll always be 0.1, but here you'd actually grow your Bitcoin. And the $1,000 deposit that gained $8, there was a $500 withdrawal done to test the withdrawal mechanism. That withdrawal went through very successfully, but look what's in the account now, 522. So imagine putting in $1,000, taking out 500, and now you've got 522. Makes sense? So I thought that was quite a nice product. 17 to 20% a year. It's not extravagant. It's much better than the bank. It's much better than property. It's much better than, I think that's a great little product. Let's now listen to Brian Benson for a couple of minutes. This is a part of a larger interview, but I thought it very, very interesting to hear Brian what he wants to do. When he worked at Binance, he saw thousands of people becoming millionaires, right? But he was the managing director in Binance. Here he's the CEO, and he wants to do that again. He wants to generate 1,000 millionaires. Let's have a listen to him.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people turn into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield-bearing assets, through compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
And I think what we have at Aurum is very similar to what we had when I started at Binance. So he's seeing getting that feeling that what he saw back at Binance, he's getting that feeling that that's going to be generated here again. So great to have a visionary leader. He wants to generate 1,000 millionaires. I've spoken to 2 people that are already made $1 million from the opportunity. They're working full time at this. But I suppose there's room for another 998 if that's what he wants to do, create 1,000 millionaires. What a story to be remembered. That was the guy that created 1,000 millionaires. Very interesting, I suppose, project that he's aiming for. Well, moving on, let's tell you a little bit about this website that's available. It's a subscription-based website. It costs $20. It'll, by the way, that's for the whole year. So I mean, you couldn't buy 4 cups of coffee for that. But here you've got an international fintech business for $20. And don't treat it like a $20 business, guys, because it can generate a lot more money. You probably have $20 in the first few hours of establishing any of the products on this business platform. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't sell you any financial products. I'm not going to recommend any. I'm not going to give you my referral link. I'm only here to share information with you. But for those of you that do subscribe, you can start using some of the products. And I'd like to share some of those products with you right now, just to give you an indication of what's available. What seems to be the most popular, and everybody's excited about this one, is the XAI bot, or the EXAI. I don't know how you pronounce it. This product started in February 2023. So it's almost 3 years old. Now, that was quite astonishing to hear that this has been around for 3 years. So I hadn't heard of it. And I said, well, that happened. How did that work? And I think I read about it in Forbes magazine that it said Brian Benson closed a $12 million deal with VCs venture capitalists. And they were the guys that tested this out. And I think, I'm not sure whether they offered $100 million for this, but it says in Forbes that this company was valued at this product maybe was valued at $100 million back then. So also we've heard recently that it's valued at $250 million. So it's like $250 million already. And the results have been great. It's done over 500% already. The worst performing month is 9%. And the best performing month has been 22.5, or maybe it's 23.5. I can't remember. There used to be a slide on it. But on average, across the whole fund, it's producing about 17.5% a month. Now, you don't get that. I don't get that. That's not possible. That's what the fund generates. What you would get would be determined by the deposit you make to your own account. So the idea is you download this app from the Apple Store or from Google Play. It's called the Aurum Neobank. If it's not on the app right now, I know it's on Google. It may not just be quite finished on the Apple side of things, but as soon as it is, that's where you'll get it. In the meantime, you can find it on the web. You can find it also on the Telegram. You can get the Aurum Neobank on Telegram. So for those people that can't access web applications, you can download Telegram and try it. You'll find it on Telegram. Just search for the Aurum Neobank. So they give you 8 wallets presently, 8 wallets. They'll give you a USDT wallet for yourself. They'll give you your own Bitcoin wallet. They'll give you an Ethereum wallet, a BNB, Binance token wallet. They give you a Pepe wallet, Doge wallet, a Polygon wallet, and an Aurum wallet. They give you 8 wallets. And you pick one of those. Let's say it was USDT or Bitcoin. You just fund your own account. Now, in this product, it would be USDT. Let's say you tried $120. Well, it's going to fall into the basic category between 100 and 249. So you're going to get approximately 10% a month. Why do I say approximately? Well, because it's not fixed. It's trading. It can go up and down. But on average, now, based on past performance, and again, I got to say, past performance doesn't guarantee the future results. But based on what they've done so far, it's working out at about 10% a month for those accounts. Your question is, well, what are they trading? I believe they're trading the top 20 pairs on CoinMarketCap with this particular bot. They have 7 more. They have 6 more of these. This one and 6 more. The other 6 do different things. They trade Bitcoin only against the dollar, Ethereum against the dollar. They've one that does BNB, the Binance token, against the dollar. There's specific bots do that, but this one does the top 20 pairs on CoinMarketCap. I think this is the best performing one. If you were able to do more than $249, let's say you could do $400 or $700 or $633, doesn't matter. As long as it falls into the second category, you're going to get about 11% a month. For those that can do between 1,000 and 2,500, you get 12%. And as you can see here, the higher the reward is determined by the larger the account. So I mean, there's two ways to get to a higher account. One way is you could start low and you could actually trade your way up over time to get to a higher threshold. Let's say you put in $240 and next month it was $270 as an example. Well, then you've automatically jumped from 10 to 11% and didn't put any money into it. It traded its way up. You can do that. The other way you could get to a higher threshold would be to top up your account. So let's say after the Christmas, the money's tight, there's not much money around, and maybe next month it's better for you. So say you had $200 trading, and next month you put in $1,000. Well, that's going to move you up to the third category. You started with 200. A month later, you put in 1,000. So now you've got 1,200. You're going to jump from 10% a month to 12% a month. Okay. The other questions I have on this is, can you withdraw the money? Yes, every day. What are the fees for withdrawing? The fees are 1%. I've seen platforms that are charging 10%. 1% is very fair, very, very fair withdrawal fee. If you withdraw to the BEP, the Binance network, there's a dollar fee as well. So it's 1% plus $1. And if you were to withdraw to the Tron network, the TRC20 platform, it's going to be 1% plus $3.50. So I think it's the network's charge, $3.50 to Tron, $1 to Binance. So you decide. They're both USDT, but one charges $1, one charges $3.50. But it's 1%. The next question I get is, well, what about my principal? Can I take that out? Yes, you can. This particular product is designed for 12 months, but let's say there was an emergency. Yeah, God forbid there's an emergency. You need the money. Yes, you can. And that has to be done on the 1st, 10th, and 20th of every single month. Okay, so you can withdraw your principal on those 3 dates. You can draw your profit on any date. Now, there is what we call an early retirement fee if you do take it out inside the 12 months. But I can tell you, after about 3 months, it doesn't even count because you've made more than the early retirement fee. So again, get back to the person that shared this with you if you want to get more details on that. But it's pretty good. I've got access to 2 accounts to show you here. The first one, I call it a small account. It was $500. Now you can start with $100, but this one was $500. It started on the 17th. Can you see that? And if you cast your eyes to the bottom right-hand side of the screen, I want you to note the 17th of September. Okay, so it started 17th of April. We're looking at 17th of September. We're talking about 5 months. The account started with $500, but you can see it's 882. So the effective profit has been $382. So as in terms of percentage, it works out at 76% in just 5 months. 76%. Do you know any bank in the world that would give you 76% in 5 months? Just as a question. Do you know any piece of real estate that's available that we could buy today and in 5 months get 76% profit on it? Do you know anywhere in the world we can buy a bar of gold or a barrel of oil and get 76% in 5 months? I think this is exceptional for a small account like that. So I was happy to see that the small accounts are doing very well. And then when I saw on a bigger account, wow, blew my mind. Have a look at this one. Now, this account ending in 1972 was started on the 10th of April. Can you see that? 10th of April. And it was started with $10,000. This is a much, much bigger customer, probably an accredited investor. Now, I want you to look in the bottom right-hand corner again, because we're looking at the 16th of May. So from the 10th of April to the 10th of May is 1 month. And from the 10th of May to the 16th of May is 6 days. So this account is showing 1 month and 6 days. How did it do? Well, it went from 10,000 to 12,360. It did very well. So we started to track this account. We saw that in the first 5 weeks, it made 23%. We got access to it again on the 24th of June last year. And the account grew from 12,000 to 15,000, made another $2,000. And that was in another 5 weeks. So in the first 5 weeks, it made 2,300. Can you see that? It went from 10,000 to 12,000. So it made 2,300 in 5 weeks. In the next 5 weeks, it made, just roughly speaking, about 3,000. It went from 12 to 15. That's 3,000. So it made 2,000, then it made 3,000 in the next 5 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, on the 10th of July, can you see over here, 10th of July? This account made another $2,000, but this time it was only 2 weeks. And then after 16 weeks, 4 months, this particular account doubled. Now, again, past performance is not indicative of future results. Why this account did exceptionally well is because it's a bigger deposit. It was a 10,000 account, not a 500 account. The second reason is, can you see this reinvestment button here? This little white circle inside a green slider. When a customer opens an account, this button is not turned on. In fact, if you were brand new, you probably wouldn't know where to find that button. So that means every day you get profit, it goes to your wallet so you can withdraw. It's only by your own, I suppose, prerogative to turn this on if you can find it. If you slide that over to the right-hand side and it goes green, then it means your profit that you got today stays with Binance or wherever you're trading. It could be Binance, it could be OKX or Kraken, or what's that other one, KuCoin. The profit will stay with your principal. So tomorrow it's trading the little piece plus the bigger piece that you deposited. So it's called the compounding effect. And that's why this account has done so well, because the reinvestment button was turned on. Again, we took a look at this account on the 10th of December. That's another 4 months. So the first 4 months, it went from 10,000 to 20,000. And in the next 4 months, it went to 39,500. It did 4 times. Incredible. And you can see the withdrawal button's on. Why is the withdrawal button? Because it's the 10th of December. That's one of the withdrawal dates. You can withdraw on the first day of every month, the 10th day, and the 20th day of every month. So because that's the 10th day, the withdrawal button's blue. Let me just go back and show you previously. Can you see here the withdrawal button is gray? It's grayed out. And look again, it's grayed out here on both of these occasions. Why? Because it wasn't the 1st, the 10th, or the 20th. It was the 16th. So you can't withdraw the principal. The 24th, you can't. But look up here, you can on the 10th of July and the 10th of August. And likewise on the 10th of December. So let's take a look now at where are we going now? 10th of December. What about the 10th of January 2026? Where do you think 39,000 is now? 39,000 after 8 months is now 46,000 on the 10th of January. So just 2 days ago, that account update is now 46,000. The 10,000 is now 46,000, which is incredible. So there we go. Now, that was after 9 months trading. Really, really, really good results with that particular product. There are, as I said, they have other products. They have 6 more of these bots. I'm not going to describe them on this call. Maybe attend one of the trainings or get back to the person that shared this with you to find out how the others work. It's a bit like having a balanced portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, that's often said. So for those of you that maybe have some Bitcoin or Ethereum, you can try the Zeus bot. For those of you who just have USDT, you can try the EXI or Pro bot, and you can learn more about that. So I want to finish now with this particular product. This is the Visa card that I was telling you about. Why do I want to finish with this? Because it's not just any ordinary Visa card. I can tell you about this particular one. They have 4 Visa cards going to be available this year. This particular one, which is already launched, it requires no passport, no driver's license, no bank statement or utility bill required. You can get this Visa card without KYC requirements. Now, you'll find it on the Zeus bot. You just go over to the Zeus bot and you activate there's 2 ways you can get the card. You get the physical card, or you can have the virtual version, so it works on your smartphone with Apple Pay and Google Pay. That sets up instantly. Within 10 seconds of getting this, you're live to go. To get the physical card, you go to the offices, you attend one of the events, or you fill out the postal address to post out the physical card if that's what you require. Now, the limit is 100,000 a month on this. I don't know who needs more than 100,000 a month on the card, but very, very interesting. Very, very low fees as to it was quite impressive. The other cards, when they come on board, will start at $33, $66, or $99. These are virtual cards. The Infinity card is $249, but it's virtual and physical. You get the physical plastic card if that's what you prefer. The fees are much better over here. They're a little bit more expensive than the lower categories. But again, the idea of this presentation is just to give you an overview. It's not to go into every single detail. It's just to let you know what they're doing. I'll just show you. This is a friend of ours in the United Kingdom who's tried this. He was trading in his trading bot, and he stopped the bot from trading, just went stop bot. And then he went to the card, he went top up card. And he put in the amount he wanted to top up from the trading, and he sent it to the card. And then he went down to the shop to buy milk to see could this actually work. And here's how he got on.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Mina.
There you go. Imagine USDT working in a shop. So with this card, you can spend your cryptos in any shop in the world that accepts Visa and MasterCard. You can use the ATM machines. You can actually import crypto. Let's say you had coins on Coinbase or Trust Wallet or MetaMask. You can import it to your Aurum account. Just send it in there to your wallet and go top up and put it straight onto the card. You don't have to run around finding an exchanger to cash out or how to get. That's the two problems people have. How do I get crypto? Is the first problem. The second problem is, well, I've got this crypto. How do I spend it? That's called on-ramping and off-ramping. The off-ramp solution is already here. If you've got cryptocurrency, you want to put it on a card to spend anywhere in the world, this is the solution. The on-ramping solution will be achieved later this year on the exchange, where you'll be able to send your bank wire into the Aurum exchange, like Binance. You just send your money into there, convert it to crypto, and now that's the onboarding solution. So that's what's coming. It sounds very, very interesting, the whole project. Again, I'm not here to sell you anything. I can't, but I don't own any of these products. I'm just giving you information on them. And we've seen it working in the ATM machines.
Okay, in goes the
card. So that's our presentation over, guys. I want to thank everybody for attending here on this particular call. Please do get back to the person that shared this information. Do your own due diligence. Get your very valid questions answered. That's important. And I hope the decision you come to is the right decision for you and for your family. Thank you very much, and thanks for attending again.
Recording stopped.
We have a big number on here. We've just hit our record. Stay, don't all go away. We're up at 242. That's our record. I think it was 214 before that. So well done. Something's going on Monday, the 12th of January. Congratulations to all you guys. That's the biggest. We just lost a few because they thought it was over. It is over if you're just a customer and you've seen enough and you want to try the product. But there are some of you might be interested in understanding the affiliate program. So thanks for all the hearts and the thumbs up and the claps. Appreciate that. And I see text coming through. Thank you so much. But what I would like to do is, for those of you who like to see the affiliate program, I'd like to share how that works. Also, this presentation will happen again tomorrow night on the same link, the same time. But the rest of the week, I'll be going to Dubai and probably the early part of next week. So let's do all your business tomorrow because I'm not going to be available. I think Dubai is 4 hours ahead, so it'll be after midnight. So I'm not going to be doing presentations after midnight from Dubai. I don't know if I've got the internet connection. I know Dubai is a little bit funny with WhatsApp and communicating and stuff, so I'm not going to do them. So tomorrow's the last one this week, and then you're going to have to wait. Let's post it in the groups when we're back up, because I don't think I'm even going to be back next Monday or Tuesday, so it'll probably be the latter part. So I want you to know that. But this launch is going to be very exciting, I'm told. We're going to launch new products, I've been told. They're getting into real estate in Dubai. They've done it with a property developer there, where you can get property in Dubai for as little as $1,000. And that's going to be interesting to find out how that works. The launch will be held at this beautiful hotel, the Palazzo Versace Hotel. It's a sold-out event. You can qualify to get here anyway. So I also believe you can park your yacht outside. So for those of you who want to show up the yacht, there is parking outside. So that'll be interesting to see. Very high quality Versace shops, probably Versace designs. It looks like really high quality 5-star. There's going to be a live feed as well. We can stream into the event. There's the yacht outside, the boat outside the hotel. So well, that'll do us. That'll do us. I just want to let you know what's in store. So you're going to get more information in the next couple of days about that event. But those of you who've qualified, you'll be getting notification of where you're staying and where to arrive, etc., etc. So let's now show you the affiliate program. And yeah, we only lost 20 people since we have 222. I think we had 242. We have 222. We lost 20 people because they thought it was over, but it's not over until it's over. Here we go, guys.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you so much for attending this short presentation. We're going to take a quick look at the partner program. I prefer to call it an affiliate program. I'm quite familiar with affiliate programs. I know that Binance have an affiliate program. I think Crypto.com have one as well. Aurum decided to open one. One of the popular ones is Amazon. Amazon have an affiliate program. It's a new way of doing business. I suppose it's not a new way, but it's a way whereby companies, instead of spending money on television and advertising, Google ads, Facebook ads, they give customers who want to share the idea, they give them an affiliate link. A bit like Facebook, you get an affiliate link and you can register customers on Facebook. Same here. If somebody registers to the Aurum account through your affiliate link, you get a thank you bonus. You get a reward every time that happens. So let me show you how it works. When I first saw it, I thought it was like a multi-level program. You know, you've heard of these multi-level things like 7 levels, 10 levels. So I went, aha, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 7-level multi-level. No, it's not, guys. I thought it was when I saw this table, but this is actually just it's to do with structure and volume. It's a structure volume. You get paid on all customers to infinity generations, provided you have a higher rank, overriding rank than your customer and your teams. So how it works is quite simple. It just works like Amazon, or at the beginning it works like Amazon. It works like Apple have an affiliate program. It works like that as well. So what happens is when you register as an affiliate, actually it's free. It doesn't cost anything. And I like that as well. When you have an account with these guys, a bank account, they give you an affiliate link in your back office. And it's up to you whether you decide to use it or not. But let's say you're going to use it, you shared your link with somebody. If that customer made a deposit, you're going to get a handshake. They're going to say, hey, thank you very much. We wouldn't have had this customer, only you mentioned it to them. Here's 3% of their deposit. So if they put in $100, you get $3. So it's not going to make you rich. If you got 2 customers, you get $6. If you get 3 customers, but what happens if the customer puts in a bigger deposit, like $1,000? Well, then you get $30. And if they put in $10,000, then you get $300. So it is quite good. In Binance, you only get $5, no matter what the customer does. Here, it's kind of a percentage of the deposit. And here's the good thing as well. Let's say your customer made a deposit this month, but 2 months from now they made another deposit. You get that 3% again. So that's how it works. You can have 1 customer, or 2, or 4, or 15, or 10,000. Doesn't matter. You can have as many or as few, or you don't have to have any. This is not obligatory. You don't have to do this at all. But if you'd like to share your link, this is how it works. It's a 1-tier affiliate program. You get as many as you want. Now, what happens then is once you have 7,500 in total trading volume inside that EXI bot that we featured on our earlier presentation, you become Voyager rank. And that means now you get 5% on those deposits instead of 3 that you used to get. And what also happens is if one of your customers tells another customer who you don't know, you get the difference between 5 and 3. You get 2% on that customer. And if that customer tells a customer, you get another 2%. If that customer tells a customer, you get another 2%. To unlimited generations. So it's not 6 levels, 7 levels, 10 levels. It's every single customer to infinity makes a deposit. You get paid if you've got that overriding rank. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. You also get a $100 smart contract cash bonus instantly to your account. You don't have to ask for it or wait on it. As soon as you reach 7,500 total team trading, boom, $100 hits your wallet. Now, let's say you started in this example with $100. Now you're totally out of risk with the first rank because you got your $100 back. And you can do what you want. You can withdraw that. You can put it on the credit card if you want. You can add it to the trading bot if you want. It's your money, all right? And then you get another bonus over here on the right-hand side. It's called profit from team profit. You get 5% every day on the profits from all the customers to unlimited generations, as long as you're the only overriding Voyager to infinity levels. Every single customer makes money. you get a slice every single day. It's a daily matching bonus equal to 5% of all profits of all customers. Now, what's also interesting, I only realized this after a while, but let's say a customer of yours, or maybe not even a customer of yours, somewhere in the team deposited Bitcoin to try the Zoo spot. They didn't tell you about it. All of a sudden, you start receiving Bitcoin. You go, where's the Bitcoin coming from? You didn't put Bitcoin in. This 5% is on whatever tokens trade. If a customer puts in Ethereum, you get 5% every day in Ethereum. If a customer puts in USDT, you get 5% USDT. If they put in Pepe or Doge or, so you get 5% on all coins. You can actually build a little portfolio of coins without having any yourself. And I thought that was a very good feature. Now, if you want to get higher than 5%, well, all you need is more volume and a little bit of structure. You need to go Vanguard. And that requires $25,000 of total team training, a little bit of structure. And then what happens is you get 7% on deposits of your own customers. And now if one of your customers tells somebody, you get 4%. Why is that? Well, because you're coded for 7, but the person that brought in the customer, the Nova that brought in that customer gets 3% on the deposit. You get the difference from your code. You're coded at 7. The person that brought the customer got 3, so you get that 4% difference on every single customer, on every single deposit of thousands of customers to infinity levels, as long as you're the only overriding Voyager and Vanguard. Now, if a Voyager comes into play in one of your lines, they get the 2%, you get 2, you split it. Okay, so the new customer gets 3% who brings the customer. The Voyager gets 2% and you get 2%. If there is no Voyager, you get all 4%. That's how it works. You get a $500 cash bonus, and now your daily matching bonus jumps up to 7.5 from 5%. The only reason it would be different than that is, let's say in the future, one of your customers hit the Voyager rank themselves. Up until that customer, you'll get 7.5%, and then when you hit this customer that gets Voyager, you're going to get 2.5% on all their business to infinity, and 7.5% on all other opening lines. Well, I mean, if this is your first time looking at a compensation plan, that's probably enough for an overview. If you've understood basically what I've said in those first 3 generations, you've understood 90% of our compensation plan. All it requires is more volume, a little bit of structure. What you have to do is you've got to help other people get what they want to for you to expand. For instance, to go Vanguard, you have to have 2 Voyagers. If you help 2 people go Voyager, here's the good news: you don't even have to introduce them. You don't even have to introduce them. Like they could be anywhere in depth as long as they're on separate lines. So there's a little bit of structure. Help other people get what they want, then you get what you want. What else can I tell you? Here's a good one here. If you can hit the rank of Oracle, what happens now is you get a shareholder bonus, and this is paid out every 3 months. How does it work? The company take 3.175% of every profit, and they put it in a pool, in a tank. And every 3 months, those people that are Oracle and above share the profits. What that means for you is you're getting paid not just on your own team's volume, you're not getting paid on your upline's volume, on your cross the people not even in your business, the entire ecosystem, whatever's trading, the EXI bot, you're getting a slice of all of that trading. And I know there was over 60 million trading in it at the end of last year. So imagine what that generates, you're getting a little bit of that, because you worked hard and got yourself to Oracle. And there's lots of Oracles on tonight's call. The other good thing is these cash bonuses. Some companies give you a fancy pen when you hit a rank, and then they give you a Samsung or an iPhone when you hit the 2nd rank. Then they give you an iPad or a computer when you hit the 4th rank. And then they give you a holiday to Cancun for 5 days or wherever, Dubai. And then they give you a Rolex, and then they give you the sports car. You've probably seen those companies. Well, this company don't do any of that. They just give you money. So every rank gets a cash reward, an extra bonus, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. By the way, there are 15 ranks. There's only 7 on this page. These are ranks, not levels. The next page gets quite exciting. If you can go elite, you get $20,000 bonus. If you go magnet, you get a $50,000 bonus. If you go mythos, you get 100. Legend, you get 150. And if you want to be one of Brian Benson's millionaires, now you've heard Brian Benson on many calls. I think every call he talks about he wants to generate 1,000 millionaires here. He saw it happening in finance. He wants to generate that again here. So if you can work your way to the million, And I know people that have done it inside 9 months. You can get here inside 9 months. If somebody else can do it, you could do it. But let's say it took you a year. Let's say it took you 2 years. Let's say it took you 3 years. I have no doubt before you probably hit the rank at Dominion, you'd be one of Brian Benson's millionaires. This Dominion rank pays $500,000 bonus to you. Prior to that, you would have already received a $150,000 bonus and $150,000. Like these cash bonuses here alone, ladies and gentlemen, is $820,000. Never mind what we just saw on the first page. Never mind these profit direct sales bonuses. Never mind the daily matching bonuses. And what about the shareholder bonuses? Add all of that together. I have no doubt. If you hit that Dominion rank, you're one of Brian Benson's millionaires. That's maybe a nice target for people to aim for the next 2 or 3 years. If you're a superstar, aim for it inside a year. But we know people that have done it inside 9 months, so from a fresh start. And if they can do it, well, it gives you every right to go do it too. Because Brian Benson is the same Brian Benson for you, the same CEO as it is for the people that hit Dominion. The products that those Dominions are using are the exact same products that are offered to you. There's no different. They don't get any special offers. The compensation plan is this one. It's the same for them as it is for you. So everything's equal. God gave you 24 hours a day. He gave the Dominions 24 hours a day. It's what you do with your time. Are you willing to work? Are you willing to learn? Yeah. Have you a burning desire or an appetite to go after something? If you can apply your skills, if you can improve your skills, if you can attend the trainings, if you can follow a plan, if you can buy into the vision of Brian Benson, you too can have the success. For those of you that's too much money, I know that an extra $100 a week would make a big difference to you. That's fine as well. Take a lot of pressure off. An extra $400 a month would save a lot of marriages. A lot of health issues are brought about by lack of money. Health issues, do you believe that, are brought about by lack of money, lack of finance? Yeah. Pressure on marriages is brought about by lack of finances. So an extra 100 a week, if that's good enough for you, well, just go for that. If 100 a day is your target, well, that's 700 a week. An extra 2,800 a month, that's there too. So there's something here for everybody. But by the way, you don't have to do this. It's not obligatory. It's only if you think it's a nice idea to share a product that you might like, that you might enjoy, and you think somebody else would enjoy it. Well, why not? You're promoting restaurants, you're promoting cafes, you're promoting books you've read, films, movies. You do it all day if you're your life. Holiday destinations you've been to, you've done it. Why not get paid for your word of mouth recognition? Companies are paying, I think Crypto.com paid millions to advertise in the Super Bowl. Aurum won't do that. They'd rather spend the marketing budget with the customers that are referring customers to their product. With that said, I hope you find that interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, do get back to this with you. Get your very valid questions answered. And again, I hope you make the decisions right for you and for your family. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye. Ciao.
You just heard about one of the greatest opportunities of our lifetime. Opportunities like this come about maybe every decade, every quarter of a century. And this is your chance. If you watch this video till now, you got to get your questions answered. You got to get a link, register at least an account for you and your family. See, I've been traveling with this visa for the last 3 months all across the world and never spent a penny of my own money. It was the robot that was making money, and I put it on here and I use it everywhere. I have an account for my son. I have an account for my sister. I have an account for my nephew. I have an account for all of my family. This is word of mouth at its very best. So please do get back. Send us a message. We'll set you up with an account, and referral link will be sent out to you. You can register your account and enjoy the benefits of this incredible unicorn opportunity. I'm Arif Gilany. Thank you for watching.